Hey guys, Bill here. You know, of all the big animals you see on safari, the one I always wanted to see the most is the tiger. They're big, they're beautiful, and when you think about it, they're one of the most popular animals in the world. They can weigh up to 720 pounds and stretch out to 6 feet long. They can easily bring down prey such as a deer and can eat up to 60 pounds of meat in one night. One of the best places in the world to see tigers is here in India. They have over 30 tiger preserves here and a handful of national parks that allow tourists in to see the big cats. Today we're in Rathambore National Park. It's one of the biggest in northern India. Our guide BL is an expert tracker but can't promise we'll actually see a tiger. In this park there are only 34 tigers, and they live in an area that's over 151 square miles. The guides use two ways to find the cats, and the first one is by reading their tracks or footprints.
By the footprint we can say this is the male, this is the female, or is there any cubs with them, or which direction it is moving. All these information we can get by the footprint. And the second way is the warning sound, like alarm call. When the tiger or leopard, they are in movement, that time the herbivorous animals like spotted deer, sambar deer, monkeys, and some birds like peacock, they start making sound. So that is called warning sound. So by that we can find the current location of tiger and leopard. Here, here's the footprint which is going to the market. Oh, yes. This is the female tigers, but this is the footprint of female. This is on the tire marks, and by where you can see this is like it's very fresh. It's early morning, maybe yesterday evening, after the evening safari.
We looked and looked all morning, and despite finding some promising tiger tracks, the only tiger we saw was a cutout replica given to us as a joke by the driver. BL said we would have to try again after lunch. One of the reasons why India has so many tiger preserves is because tigers are very much an endangered species. The global population of tigers in the wild is estimated to be less than 4,000, which is down from around 100,000 at the start of the 20th century. The combined effects of humans moving into their habitat, along with a worldwide desire for tiger skins and body parts, have dramatically reduced their numbers. Two ways the Indian government has been able to stabilize the wild tiger populations here is by creating these preserves, but also by creating a tiger tourism industry. The 34 tigers in Rathambore alone now support over 100 hotels, along with untold numbers of guides, drivers, and others. That way, everybody has a stake in keeping the tigers alive. Later in the afternoon, we're joined by a group of French tourists and taken to a different area of the park. It's filled with all sorts of wildlife, including black-faced monkeys and these huge deers called sambar deers. We also caught sight of an eagle, some crocodiles, and this really odd creature called a blue bull. But as cool as these animals are, nobody wants to go home without seeing a tiger.
There's two. Those are making the warning sound.
This is the sambar making the warning sound.
Yeah. Well, now we're moving on again because we heard the warning sounds, but we didn't actually see a tiger, so.
Now we're going to get blessing of the god and hope, and then we'll get to see the tiger.
The next will help us.
At a rest stop, BL went off to talk to some soldiers that guard the park. From them, he was able to get some solid information on the location of a tiger.
Okay guys, I got a hot tip.
Hot tip? Okay, we go.
We headed up the road to where the soldiers said we would find a tiger, but by the time we got there, it was obvious we weren't the only ones who got the information. We all sat around staring at each other for a while, but then somebody made a move, and it suddenly became follow the leader. Everyone went kind of mad jockeying for position, but at long last, we could all see a wild tiger. It was one of the older females, but very impressive. She tried to move away, but with so many people anxious to get a good picture, it was like an army of paparazzi stalking a movie celebrity. Okay, now as you might imagine, or you're already thinking yourself, there are a lot of people who would like to stop the tourism in the tiger preserves. They want the tigers to live a more natural life. But on the other hand, if the tourism stopped and the local people couldn't earn money from it, they would most likely return to poaching the tigers and killing them. And that, my friends, brings me to the question of the day. If you were in charge of protecting the tigers in India, what would you do? Would you allow the tourism to continue? Or would you shut it down and look for another way to save the tigers? Let me know what your plan would be in the comment section.